The Florida woman who stole, by the way, I'm reading this as a left-wing media outlet would report it, stole Ashley Biden's diary in 2020. She was sentenced yesterday to 1 month in prison. Prosecutors accused Amy Harris of stealing the president's daughter's diary in September 2020 while she was temporarily staying at Ashley Biden's residence in Delray Beach, Florida. It wasn't her house. But anyway, moving on. The diary contained highly personal entries as well as tax records, a cell phone, family photos, according to the DOJ. Harris enlisted her friend Robert Kurlander to assist her efforts, and they pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges in 2022. Project Veritas, based in New York, paid Harris and Kurlander $20,000 each for the diary and other materials, which they then returned to Florida to obtain. And now, the truth, all right? The diary was left behind by Ashley Biden. Nobody stole anything. Amy Harris, who was subsequently lived at the house, discovered it under a bed along with Ashley's stuff, her luggage, her pills, and all that type of stuff. Here is a clip of a woman calling Project Veritas. They actually clipped it because they're smart. She left a message on her finding the diary and what happened. Kelly, play this clip.
Their friend who owns a house down here in Palm Beach was renting it out. I don't know how, but this is a while back. But anyway, a new renter moved in, and Ashley Biden was staying in this room, and they found her diary, all of her clothes, luggage, pills. Anyway, diary is pretty crazy. I think it's worth taking a look at. It's not a joke. It's real. And I'd love to get it into your hands.
Okay, so Amy Harris and Robert Kurlander, they tried to sell it to the Trump campaign during a rally, and I love this. You know what Trump's people and Trump said? No, we don't want it. We're not doing this shit. Take it to the FBI. That's how gangster Trump is. So then they take it to James O'Keefe. He purchased it, but guess what he does? Shout out to James. He's a good friend of mine.
Got raided.
No, he doesn't publish it because he goes, I can't authenticate it. But he took the photos. He did his own investigation. And then in November 2020, you nailed it, Brady. The DOJ raided his place and another location looking for a diary. Which, Natalie, I don't know if you guys know this or not. This is 2020. Joe Biden is nobody. He's just running for president. You can direct the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Department of Justice, to go get a diary. Guys, abuse of power, kiss my ass. How do you give orders for that? But anyway, this further proves my point, and I know I'm being long-winded, but I'm going to come to you guys, that the FBI is run by the left, okay? They protect Joe Biden, and this is 2020, mind you. Same time they raided O'Keefe's house, the FBI, remember, this is all helping Joe Biden, had 80 FBI agents. Remember, they had them at Twitter, stopping all the stories, suppressing all the negative stories about him and his degenerate son, Hunter. Now, guys, regardless of all this, they stole, they convicted, whatever, the diary is real, all right? Here's a clip of Ashley Biden calling Project Veritas to get her stuff back and to get she goes, if you guys don't give it to me, I'm going to have Secret Service involved. Have you seen this, Natalie? Oh, check this out. Go ahead.
Hi, is this Ashley Biden?
This is she. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, I just wanted, so I heard you have a few of my belongings, and so I was going to ask if you could please meet my friend, Eric, who is down in Delray, if you could meet him and get this up to him.
There's a diary here. It starts in January. It says, January, at the end of a New York month, I'm sitting on a bed at the I building.
Yeah, so if you could just give everything that you have to Eric, that would be really great.
I don't want to give this to the wrong person. I mean, I want to make sure.
At this point, and I don't mean to, I don't want to have to get Secret Service involved in this, right? Because it's a whole process. But, you know, I am Ashley Biden. It is my stuff. So if you could just get all of that over, I would really.
There's also a page in the journal where she goes, I am Ashley Blazer Biden. Like, oh, I wonder whose journal this is.
And, you know, I'll read this and then I want to ask you, Nat. So this is a part of the diary where she says, I was molested. Okay, because I'm not going to get into all the particulars. I was molested. I was over-sexualized at an early age. And then she says, a young age, showers with my dad, probably not appropriate. And guys, I'm going to send Kelly the link. And Umberto, they're going to put it in the description. You could read all 127 pages. I actually feel bad for this girl, and I want to have a question, and then Kelly, we'll come back to play this, my love. Natalie, I want to ask you a question. I'll ask you guys too. Do you think the Biden kids, her, Hunter, I mean, Bo, God rest his soul, he has nothing to do with this, but they were obviously abused mentally and physically. Are they doing this for a cry for help? Like almost like a Hansel and Gretel leaving, like it's like a Hunter and Ashley leaving breadcrumbs because they're trying to like scream for help?
You know, I don't know, but I feel like I am probably well equipped to answer that question because a lot of the reporting I did actually had to do with the Hunter Biden hard drive. And as someone who had it in my possession for a while, never got raided.
Oh, but you got the dirt.
Not yet.
Yes, give it to us.
Wow. You have any screenshots?
I do. It's now back in.
Now you're going to get raided.
Yeah, no, right? So it is to answer your question. And, you know, most of the reporting I think people have seen from the Hunter Biden hard drive has sort of been the punchy headlines, the audio clips, the just depraved, deranged pictures. But on the, you know, emotional level, when I was going through it, and believe me, I will be scarred for life, the things I had to see. But, you know, we went through the entirety of his camera roll, right? And the beginning stages of it, it looked like a happy guy with a family. You know, everyone looked pretty normal. And it was over the course of 6 or so years that I believe the hard drive had covered. And by the end of it, every other picture was a hooker, a prostitute, some form of a drug, like something really not okay and really sad to see. And I always say that's sort of the untold story of the hard drive, is just this individual's descent into just pure chaos and hell.
When were the years? Do you know the years that hard drive covered, or like a guesstimation?
I think like mid 2010s to maybe like 2017, 2018-ish.
Okay. I'm just wondering if there's any timing of his father leaving office and then we always talk about how absolute power absolutely corrupts. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, yeah. So you look at him, and this is a guy that his father was the vice president of the United States. You have somebody that's going to protect you at all costs. Yeah. All of a sudden, when that political power is removed, your father is no longer the president. What is that, or vice president? What does that feel like? Did that have anything to do with this descent where it's all of a sudden, I'm no longer protected, I start lashing out, I start doing drugs, I start hanging out with hookers, I start smoking crack? Or if it was just, was it the brother dying? Like, there's got to be something that because the guy's had a rough life. Believe me, I'm not a Hunter Biden fan. I'm not justifying anything. But he was involved in the auto crash in '72 that killed Joe Biden's first wife, the daughter Naomi. Bo and Hunter were in that vehicle and were severely injured. So imagine you're 4, 5, 6 years old. You survive a car crash that kills your mother, kills your sister. You're raised by a single father. Like, that is a very traumatic thing for somebody to go through. Yeah. And then for these things to not manifest themselves into your late 30s, early 40s, like what's the trigger that causes all that stuff to start happening?
Yeah, because I definitely think 100% that there was abuse mentally, physically, allegedly, with what she's saying. And bro, and as a girl, Natalie and Kelly, you guys could answer this. What is an inappropriate age? The fact that she remembers that her father was, and you have kids.
I can tell you, because we would go to the beach and we would come back, and to save time, my son and I would grab a shower together. It got to the point where he was like 2 or 3, where we're like, all right, that's enough. Like, we don't need to save time.
And this is 3, Robbie.
Yeah, because usually my wife would hand me the kid in the shower. I'd hold him up, rinse him off, and then I'd hand him back. Yeah. We're in there scrubbing each other's backs. It was like a quick, here, rinse him off, take him out. Yeah. But it got to the point where I was like, all right, he's old enough to get in the shower himself. He can shower by himself. I don't need to be in here. My wife can handle that.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I have a daughter, too. And I was telling you, Vin, I get in there and I take Boston in there. Now I put swim trunks on. Because I'm a single dad, so I got no one else. So I'm gonna take her in there. I gotta wash her and everything. I'm not gonna wash her in there with. She's gonna be 3 years old. Yeah. Sooner or later, she's gonna figure out what's dad got that mom's doesn't have. You know what I mean? Like, that's 3. Yeah. That's how smart they are. Yeah. But can you imagine showering your dad at 12, 13 years old?
No, that's ridiculous. Natalie, what do you think?
I don't usually cuss, but it's weird as shit.
Oh, yes.
It's gross.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I think the proof is in the reaction to it. In other words, it's not just the FBI, it was the entirety of the deep state that was weaponized. And frankly, it was the same playbook that they did with Hunter Biden's hard drive, right? They try to pretend, they try to say, oh, it's not true. It's disinformation, probably Russian. They, wheel out a couple dozen, spies from the CIA. In this case, it was the FBI. They try to discredit. Yeah. They use the apparatus of the state to try to intimidate, which, as you pointed out too, it was President Trump's DOJ. So how they were weaponizing that against Project Veritas, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the deep state is deep. You know what I mean? Like
very
Trump,
deep.
And I love when and there's a misconception, and you know this, Rob, more than anybody. We had this talk. Trump came into the swamp, okay? And people are like, well, he appointed Christopher Wray. And what other choice does he have? He doesn't know anybody in that world except in the donor. You know, I wouldn't say Clinton. Like, he always said that he knew everybody. But when you come into office, and I don't think Trump thought he was going to win. He was done with The Apprentice, and he's like, I'm going to go for it. Him and Roger Stone, we love freaking Roger. Yeah, go for it, run. And then I heard from reports that Trump was like, holy shit. Like, we won. Oh, my God. It was a shocking victory. And then you're surrounded by these people. Whoever, Mike Pompeo, who's a freaking swamp.
Nancy
Anaconda.
Pelosi?
Well, yeah, what I'm saying is all the Republicans that were surrounding him, they're all, and that was my question to you, Natalie, especially with this type of stuff. I don't believe in parties. I don't believe in Democrat. I don't believe in Republican. I think it's the uniparty. It's as if it's the WWE. Like, I think, how can I put this? I think the Republicans are Hulk Hogan. The Democrats are Andre the
Iron
Giant.
Sheik. Okay.
When you see them, yeah, backstage, they love each other. They're on the same team. Whenever I hear, oh, my friends across the aisle, bullshit. You're all on the same team. It's them against us. They don't give a shit about us. And with this type of situation, if this is true, which it seems like it is, Natalie, this girl has severe mental issues in rehab, her relationships with these guys. She's like, I'm over-sexualized. She said, and I don't want to get into detail, in the diary, she's like, I was listening to my mom and dad have sex, and I was hitting my female parts. And like, she's like, she's so confused. I'm going to put it in there. You guys can read it for yourself. And this is the point I want to make as well. Ashley, and this is in the thing, she was contemplating whether, this is in the diary, her father was sexually inappropriate with her when she was little. And she mentions, she refers to being, she wrote that Joe Biden was brought to tears over worry for his daughter just before the Democratic primary debate because of the diary. He was crying to her like, oh shit, I'm going to be exposed. You're going to be exposed. And then she, because if you guys think about it, if that diary in that time, Natalie, got into the wrong hands, China for one, they have blackmail, bro, they got you. They could be like, hey, listen, besides your dumbass son's Hunter's laptop, that freaking degenerate freak, your daughter said that you were showering with her, and this is corroborated. This is her diary. You know what that does to you as a blackmail? So then that leads to, you better do this. You better let us fly balloons. You better guess what? We're going to put a little virus. You're going to shut the hell up and let it deal with it. People are going to die. I think that's it. Because, guys, and let's be honest with each other, and I'm going to close with this. Can we not pretend that Joe Biden hasn't given us a history, a plethora, and it doesn't stop? He had to make a video apologizing in 2017, I believe, where he's like, I'm touchy, and I guess the rules have changed, and I have to stop. This is a quick montage. This is when Joe Biden, by the way, this is in one viewing.
Yeah.
I think when he was getting sworn in for vice president. People at home, please, Natalie, all you guys in here, Rob, Brady, Shane, Kelly, you guys tell me if you're parents and you're standing there, Robert, I want to know your opinion, and you're letting your daughters and your son getting touched like this, tell me if this is right. Kelly, play the clip.
You're going to stand right next to me. There you go. And then
By the way, that's the real Joe Biden.
Let it go.
Got it? Okay.
And the people in the back, just spread out a little bit.
Dude, like, Brady, she commented about this. This girl, look at, look at the dad.
That's the real Joe Biden.
Look at him. Yeah, he's hand on her breast.
Smile.
Pinches her nipple.
Well, this one, watch. I'll show you the one.
Hey, Angel, how old are you?
Look, watch.
You're 12. What's your
Rubbing her head.
How are you? The problem is, you know, you guys, you got a hard time.
And I hate watching him. It drives me crazy.
I like kids.
He's an old man. No. And watch this. This is the 8-year-old girl. She moves. At 8 years old, she's uncomfortable. He's pinching her nipple. What the fuck is going on? Sorry, guys. This is ridiculous.
That's nice of you.
When is this okay?
Do you know what my dad used to say?
Yeah, my dad used to say, stop touching little kids, asshole. Yeah, Kelly, pause it. So this, guys, and then when people like us talk about elites, pedophilia, islands, Epstein. Every single day, one of the guys in charge of the queer something at Princeton just got in trouble for pedophilia. He got some guy at Princeton.
No, it's just the way you described it.
He was in charge of the queer alumni.
Yeah, I know.
He was in charge of the queer alumni. And by the way, and I say this all the time, you know the show To Catch a Predator? That show could have had an episode every hour on the hour for the rest of humanity. There's no shortage of these demon pedophiles. The only reason to stop, because one of the pedophiles, you know what happened, right? They got caught, ran in the house, and shot himself in the head. Good. That's the only reason that show quit. So that type of behavior, that type of just disgust goes, it further corroborates our suspicions, our feels. These people are disgusting. They've sold their souls to people like China. They are perverted towards children, and they are untouchable. So there's two things. Saviors like Jesus Christ has to come back to fix the whole system, or we need leaders, I think, Natalie, like Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is anti all this BS, anti the children. He's a Christian. He believes in God. And I think that it has to start with leaderships like that, like a leader like that that's not compromised.
I will draw the through line. It was only about, I believe, about a year ago that we broke the story that it was actually the Biden regime that erased from the DOJ's website the page that was dedicated to the international sex trafficking of minors and the domestic sex trafficking of minors. They literally deleted the webpage, to which we said, why would you do that?
Yeah. Why?
And there's no rationale. It wasn't like they were reformulating the web. They just literally erased it. They deleted paragraphs after paragraphs about how open borders contribute, not just to the sex trafficking of children, but how to spot it, how to report it, what to do if you see it.
And you delete it? And they deleted
it?
Oh, I wonder why.
Who said that Diddy, the reason why he's falling now is because they're done with him? Like, because someone was like, the only reason why the feds would go after him now is because, like, he's no longer a viable asset.
He's not a. I agree.
Who said that?
I forgot. Very good point.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, but they milk you, they use you, they blah blah blah, and then they're like, okay, wait a minute. Cassie came forward. Oh shit! Now they blew the roof off this thing. Guess what?
Yeah.
You're done.